Ladies and gentlemen, Rudy Giuliani has not flipped on Trump, and he will never flip on Trump. They're probably going to indict Giuliani. They'll probably indict Trump 2 more times. One for January, which wasn't, he did not commit a crime in January. That was a speech where the January committee edited the part where he says peacefully and patriotically, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation cleared him immediately, saying, there was no organized effort to engage in criminal activity or compel anyone to commit crimes. Trump did not commit any crimes in January. Terrible day, should never have happened. Terrible entire summer, that summer, with $1 to $2 billion plus in property damage, and 19 lives lost, 14,000 arrests, but Kinzinger never shed a tear, and Democrats didn't condemn any of the days that summer. I agree with why people peacefully protested. I do agree with why people peacefully protested, but terrible day. They'll get him. They'll just indict him for January. That'll be overturned by the Supreme Court. The conviction in a D.C. court for January will be overturned. The conviction in New York, because he'll be convicted in New York. He's getting sued again in New York, he'll never get a fair trial because they despise him and they're utilizing the government against their direct political rivals. This is what they impeached Trump over because of a phone conversation. But anyway, the Supreme Court will overturn any conviction pertaining to classified data. He had the right. He declassified everything. They have to prove he didn't. He was a president with the power to declassify. Clinton was not. But they found an unreasonable prosecutor to go after Trump. Clinton had servers illegally siphoning classified data from the U.S. government onto her secret, private, at one point unencrypted servers. Serious national security issue. I mean, the epitome of a national security crisis. Okay? The absolute mockery of classified data, but they got him for boxes, a former president, and other presidents have done the exact same thing. Not the exact same. Bill Clinton had classified information next to his underwear in a sock drawer. And the judge said, that he was writing a book. So therefore, the classified information on tape was considered his. Anyway, there are other examples of presidents doing similar things. Of course, Trump, they go after Trump. Clinton and Hunter accused of summarizing classified data to facilitate business deals, according to Ted Cruz. They allow infinitely worse. They go after Trump for infinitely less. Any conviction there, I think that'll be a mistrial, but any conviction there in South Florida will be overturned by the Supreme Court. Jack Smith has already lost the John Edwards case, lost the Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell case. Unanimous Supreme Court decision overturned that conviction. But here, Daily Beast, will Rudy Giuliani flip on Donald Trump? Slate magazine, does Rudy Giuliani's meeting mean he's about to flip against Trump? So he met with the DOJ, and they say, you know what? This type of meeting is indicative of flipping on somebody. And then they're saying, for 2020, and this wonderful platform changed its rules on discussing that year. They say, you know what? He committed crimes there. Nobody knows why Giuliani will be indicted. Nobody knows why Trump or when Trump will be indicted next or for what. We can only speculate, and that's the nature of how they go after Trump. We already know that Biden and Hunter, just from the 150 banking transactions that were investigated by financial institutions, in addition to the incriminating emails asking Hunter for influence, literally asking him, according to the New York Post reporting, that of course was suspended. They were suspended 2 years ago. Gee, I wonder why, because it harmed the Democratic Party. Okay, you have to understand, there's one political side that wants to ban and suspend everything. And then they flip it and they say, you're censoring this. And it's no, we're preventing people of a certain age. DeSantis is preventing people of a certain age from having to look at things that are not meant for their age group. But anyway, hit subscribe, by the way, to this channel. To cut a long story short, Giuliani did not flip because he didn't commit a crime 2 years ago, okay? What Trump did He didn't try to overturn anything. He believed there was rampant corruption. There were immediate investigations by the people who would suffer the greatest consequences if indeed these investigations backed Trump's views. Okay? So therefore, they weren't independent investigations. Anyway, when there's an accusation against Trump, it's, oh my God, we have to investigate from now until the end of eternity. When Trump made claims, Democrats made the same claims. They had a public service announcement with actors saying, oh my God, we need certain people not to side with Trump in 2016. Please don't follow the will of the people and the voters. And please don't allow Trump into the Oval Office. Democrats did the exact same thing. They tried to actually overturn results in more states. That's according to factcheck.org and all these other fact-checking organizations. A lot of times what happens with a CNN fact check, these fact checks are just rebuttals. And a lot of times you have to fact check the fact check because the fact check is wrong. Okay? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to criminalize his suspicion. Trump was suspicious. That can't happen. You cannot be suspicious at all, ever, of the Democratic Party because it's viewed as conspiratorial. But if you're suspicious of Trump, you're doing what you're, on this earth to do. So what took place, ladies and gentlemen, was he didn't feel it was fair. Trump and Giuliani and others felt the whole thing was a joke. That it was so rampant, the corruption and the likely criminality was so rampant, he didn't accept initially the end result, the final result. Okay, Democrats did the exact same thing. They cheated Bernie Sanders. They don't even have a functioning primary. So in the primary, where it's supposed to be fair and neutral, and by the way, to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com. Patreon's below. Super thanks is below. Next to the like and the share button, become a member. The next year or so, the channel will be growing. Thank God, there's some really awesome things going on. So, I'm doing one a day now, but I'll be doing 4 a day on this channel, 4 segments starting, of course, July 1st, tomorrow. But hopefully we'll have some really amazing interviews with some awesome people in the next couple of months, probably by the beginning of 2024. So all throughout the summer, I'll be working on that. Hopefully before the beginning of 2020. So hopefully by the end of this year, I'll have some really, really amazing interviews. But anyway, Trump and Giuliani did nothing wrong. If the precedent, by the way, is owning private servers is okay, Trump did nothing wrong. If the precedent is buying a Steele dossier and actually getting fined by the FEC, Trump did nothing wrong in New York. In each of the indictments, he'll probably be indicted 4 or 5 times. For different cases, okay? They want to make it seem like he's this rampant criminal. The reality is that everyone knows the U.S. government is being leveled against him by the Democratic Party, who has that has pull within the government. The Democrats have a tremendous amount of influence within the government, even when Trump was president. He didn't really have an administration of his own, okay? He did an amazing job. We had record low poverty, record highs in household median income. He brought home Americans from never-ending counterinsurgency conflict. Was he perfect? No. No president is perfect. Was he better than President Obama? Yes. In terms of foreign policy and economic policy, much better than President Obama. So, and any other president. If you look at what he did in terms of the economy, he was even better than Clinton. Clinton, finally you say one nice thing about me. Bill Clinton, I'll give him this. The economy was good. It's the economy, stupid. The economy was better after Clinton, okay? Was he a great president? No. But was the economy good? Yes. You give him credit for that, okay? You know what? You can give him credit for some other things too. Maybe, we'll just say this. Look. If you just judge a president by the economy and foreign policy, Trump is the greatest president in our lifetime, by far, without a shadow of a doubt. If you just judge foreign policy and economic policy, okay, First president to step foot in North Korea. A whole bunch of Doha Agreement, a whole bunch of things that he negotiated, peace deals. So, and then we had record low poverty. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. That might be why they're after him. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe.